Well, some of the connections I see as far as the Commenda is the management of risk and profit in any transaction that we have nowadays. For example, any business they'll have contracts and there'll be specific resolutions as far as what kind of profit you might gain from investing or being part of any transaction, any business. That seems to correlate to what's going on with today's contracts. As far as the ordinance of the guild in England, that's very similar to the unions we've had of recently, where certain people are qualified or members of a union. They kind of take care of each other to make sure they're all doing good. They're willing to go to strike if they're not paid what they feel they deserve. They go to negotiate as a group. Um, I mean, the basic principles are very similar there. The merchant partnership in long distance trade is similar to what's going on with the government. I mean, the government today, as they did back then, I guess the different kingdoms, it seemed to have a lot of influence of as far as the rules and the set of guidelines for trade. They can impose tariffs, which means things they can make things that are being imported or exported higher, depending on what's more convenient for the particular government. I'm pretty sure that was the case back then, where kings, imposed higher tariffs or uh, created monopolies for certain products. The merchant ruler relationship back then is pretty much the same as it is today with the governments, the different governments around the world. I guess everybody has a whole different set of rules, but business and government are connected to each other. Any industrialized country has to have a strong connection with its business sector in order to prosper. Good or bad, there might be tensions back and forth, but at the end of the day, obviously, what's good for the big business, it seems, in most industrialized capitalist countries, is what's best for the country. Um, I mean, I agree with that all the time, but that seems to be the norm, and that seems to be in connection to, the merchant ruler relationships back in England. I mean, back in Europe, Asia, and Africa. They might have changed, but they seem to still be very similar.